Hi again. We are going to work on the zonal statistics tool here using the kernel density raster data that we created in the previous video. So you can search for the zonal statistics. And before doing that, before opening the tool, we can add the dissemination areas file. So selected DA stands for dissemination areas in Vancouver. Let's add that. It's a shapefile. So it's a polygon. I would zoom out a little bit so you can see it's just a selection of the dissemination areas in the city of Vancouver. And here are the trees. So we have the trees, we have the dissemination areas, and we have the raster file. Okay, so let's open the zonal statistics tool. The input feature zone data. So this is basically the input feature class that defines the zones, defines the boundary, defines the places that we want to calculate the statistics for. So it would be our selected DA Vancouver file. I will drag and drop that here in this box. Zone field, let's just make sure we change that to DA UID so it will calculate for each dissemination area. And the input value raster, so this is basically when where we use the kernel raster data set we created in the last video. So we'll drag and drop the kernel density raster data set here. Make sure you change the directory to save it in your working folder. So zonal mean, because I'm going to calculate the average, so I will just call it zonal mean. Hit save. And here you can define what statistics type you want to choose: mean, maximum, minimum, standard deviation, sum. We'll leave it as average. This is what we want to basically calculate for each dissemination area. And hit OK. And as you can see, a new raster file. It looks like a vector file, like a polygon by polygon file, but it's actually not a vector file. It's a raster data set. And again, the higher the value, the higher the density of trees in those dissemination areas. There are some, let me just get rid of the fill color here so you can see and change the outline. So we have some dissemination areas that we don't have the trees data for, like these ones, the black ones here. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see the difference. Okay, so we have trees in these areas, and therefore the kernel density and the zonal statistics have been calculated for these dissemination areas. But in these black boxes, or the black dissemination areas where no trees were basically available, the data is 0. But comparing the ones that we have value for, let me just zoom out a little bit again and move it here to the middle and do that around here. So for the dissemination areas that we have trees data for, you can see the brighter the color in this case, it means basically higher density of trees. You can change the color ramp by double clicking on the color ramp, change it to something meaningful, for example, maybe just a shade of green. Maybe that will work. Okay, yeah, not bad. And let me turn off the trees file. And as you can see, there's a shade of green color. Now in this color ramp, the darker the green means a higher density of trees. So these neighborhoods here are probably the greenest, at least in our data set, the greenest dissemination areas in the city of Vancouver. Thanks for watching.